Hi, it's King Terry on the streets of the Dalles, and well, I'm mastering the art and inspecting my citizens. There's some you can tell a good citizen from a bad by the way they look. You study them. There's a Native American looks good. He looks good, and he's living on the street, and he's you know, you got to put the people in where they're going to get their glory. And Native Americans, you get him on the street, there he's in his glory, and he looks that way. He looks modern. He looks good. Anyway, it makes me happy. And I saw him walk up to a fat woman. He's like, "Hey, you look beautiful." And I start seeing, where can you get a noble person employed doing something productive? Like God said, I had to kill the vile people. Well, you can see the duty. You put your nobles to work on the peasants, you know. And what's an example? You do some therapy, some shit like that. You should just knock up and kill them. But like you know, you imagine that some fat chick, this guy walk up, "How you doing, beautiful?" And so taking a lesson from him, you know. So like now I just got attitude. Like I got major attitude. So you just gotta not tilt the pinball machine and have no shame. See, they exploit the Catholic virtue, you know. Oh no, to catch the fine Catholic boy, you don't take anything, you know. You don't earn, and you have shame for. Anyway, so they exploit all the Catholic virtue. They're monsters, you know. You know how they turned the niggers into pussies, right? They got rid of all the ones that weren't that had any manhood in them, and they turned them into pussies, right? So that's what's the sad thing that's been done to our niggers in America. Well, the military has been selected for no rebellion, and so it's kind of a sad situation. Anyway, so normally, like they won't rebel. I can't get them to rebel. You know, it's like, come on, dudes, come on. I'm telling you to fucking coup this bitch. And they're like, nah. They're like, the Roman Empire used to coup all the time. Anyway, so we got you got nobility, then you got something less than nobility. And a nobleman simply won't be a slave. That's why you don't have white slaves, right? A slave is a degenerate human, right? Like a nobleman simply won't be a slave. You listen to Monster Magnet, and they say, "Been stuffed in your pocket for the last 100 days. When I don't get my bath, I take it out on the slaves." What we're talking about here is there's perfect justice from God, and you know, I told you the story about God, why did you do all those Exodus plagues? It didn't accomplish anything, and you had foreknowledge. And he said it's because he couldn't kill the innocent. So there is justice, and when you take a king, or well, in the Monster Magnet case, he's not technically a king. He's a noble, and you like enslave. First of all, you try to enslave him. He's going to go Exodus on you. He's going to go starve, right? Because that's not what happens to a white person, right? So he's going to go, and this does. It's a Monster Magnet. It causes wrath of God on you when you put him in a state. When I don't get my bath, I take it out on the slaves. You know, right now I'm having a problem with smelliness and stuff, and it's I have to maintain. Not getting kicked out of the library. This is like, don't tilt the pinball machine, and get over your old normally you're a social animal. You have society rules and stuff. Just you got to get over all that old conditioning and get back. It's a new conditioning. It's I'm a fucking monster out of. I'm a a Terminator robot. I got this shit analyzing. Okay, we got a slave here. Don't tilt him at pinball machine. How far can I get away with this shit so I don't get kicked out? I got 86 from this piece of shit store. They started it, right? I went in there and they one time the soda was flat. They're starting to work on me, right? We got the FBI here. They have the FBI look. I can see it. I'm an expert on analyzing faces now, and putting two and two together, you start seeing why do all the FBI have a certain characteristic resemblance, right? So like, anyway, so they're putting to work a concerted effort to get rid of pests, right? They think I'm a slave, needs to be back to work, and it's hilarious because not only am I not a degenerate, I'm a fucking king. It's fucking hilarious as fuck. You're not gonna get a king to. That's hilarious as fuck. That's like you take Samson and you put him in there, he fucking take down the whole house. That's the monster magnet shit going on here. So anyway, so that guy's distinguished looking. Anyway, we're gonna try and the ability to actually pull the trigger. It's been taken out. Nobody's got any pull the trigger in us. That guy talks to talk, Mr. Monster Magnet. He has no ability. I'm going to get him to start pulling the trigger. I got to find people that still got the, the wild wolves. We need the wild wolves. You can tell the virtue of the wild man, and a certain amount of it has been biologically bred out of the species, the wildness of man, and they were more glorious. So we gotta get this species back. I need to find whatever's left of the wild man and get them doing some savagery on this. We got to get this savagery. We got to savagely hunt the FBI, eliminate them, and restore the wild man in us. Get this gene pooled. The nobility sometimes breeds slaves. Happens, sometimes you breed a monster in the military, but you gotta sit back, see what you got here. You make it. The king is King Arthur's story. His mortal enemy was a bastard, right? So that's some dangerous level shit. You gotta keep your sperm in check, maybe. Anyway, now I was thinking going Clone Wars on. Put a bunch of little Terrys, take all those little degenerate fucks out of the military, fucking put some Clone War Terry. Instead of killing all you abomination, clone, pussified, you vile soldier abominations, soldiers are supposed to be first class, like top of the ant colony. These are the ones that look out for the rest. They're top class. Now we got bottom class soldiers. They're low class soldiers. This is not good. They're an abomination. To construct a soldier that's a low class won't revolt. Hey bitch, we gotta fix society. It's all fucked up. No. Okay, fuck. They don't see the light. So so we're gonna make a bunch of little. So artificial insemination is Jesus. The king got to have offspring. Solomon had 700 wives. Anyway, so then he gets King Solomon picked which one was on the throne. Then you got the more the Catholic answer, which is King, the Sun King, right? They worked very, very hard. It was a really sad story. They couldn't have a kid, and the Catholic answer, you got to honor your father and your mother. And the Catholics, a big clue is the Immaculate Conception here, right? So you just know. You look at my family. What was going on when one was conceived in another, and let's say you just know you don't do something crazy like make a whole bunch of kings, or maybe you do, because so anyway, you go Genghis Khan. I was told to preserve the integrity of the system. You don't want some we were talking about birth. Birth is justification. Birth. Ideally, there's perfect justice, and That was established by God, and in the beginning, pleasures and pains wanted to balance, or something like that. And women are only saved by childbirth, and now we have these epidurals. They're fugitives from justice. It's kind of a problem. So when you start talking about monkeying with the system, it's kind of a violation. But like, I could go ahead and put in go ahead and take the military, say you are an abomination. I'm going to go ahead and just take your wives, because basically I own all you citizens. I hand them back to God. I take your wives. The other option is just to kill you because they're abominations. Take your wives, put Terry babies in them, get some nobility into them, because right now you're an abomination. The military is supposed to be upper class, not lower class. I told you the situation here, Kuda bitch, right? What seems to be the confusion here? Democracy is ignoble people, right? The huddled masses, the trick here is there's perfect justice. You take anybody and you put them through hard times, and they get the flip side glory, right? But the fundamental question is, what's the gene pool going on, right? You go over to England, man. They got smarter people, right? We're only doing some trick on, how you got overachievers, right? Basically, you got overachievers that simply got okay, that's what you got here, right there. Fundamentally, they're not genius. Like, who do the gods give the smart idea to? Are we coming through, right? But there is something about smartness. Who do the gods give the smart idea to? But there is something about smartness. Are we clear? So basically, the military is a low class. They're like they absolutely will not coup. The Romans were like civil war after civil war. They were fucking high class. They were you had in the Middle Ages the political in the Roman you were a citizen if you were in the military, right? And in the Middle Ages you were noble if you went out and did fighting. Okay, they were the fighters, right? The peasants did not. So now we got like a low class military instead of a high class military. It's abomination, right? Put a bunch of Terry babies into these, see what happens. Okay, but now we're start talking. Okay, we went over to black. The other answer is, instead of just killing them, go ahead and just take them. There's my womb. You raise my kid, and do it like that, right? So the other answer is just kill them. All the black ones, well, you just artificially inseminate them, right? See if that goes down a little better. Okay, bitch, you all get Terry babies and stuff like that. So, but the question is, are we get on God's bad side? Cain reports to God, okay? So, you're supposed to honor your father and mother, and at a minimum, you got to get in there with those artificial insemination, get yourself some image processing, and you at least pick out because absolutely there's a lot going on those sperm selection. Oh my God, there's huge things going on. It's like the ant chemicals. Like you got to respect all that shit. Oh my God, there's got to be enormous things going on. You got like planetary systems of the richness of large families going on. There's it's insanity to stupidity to anyway.